We begin tonight with breaking news in two horrific mass shootings, one on the campus of Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island, and another on Australia's iconic Bondi Beach. At Brown University, terrified students were seen running from gunfire as others barricaded themselves inside classrooms. 2 students were killed and 9 others injured. Police released footage of who they believe may be a person of interest. Authorities detaining a man in his 20s hours later, and we want to warn you that some images may be disturbing. Overseas in Sydney, Australia, this man is being hailed a hero for wresting the gun away from one of the alleged attackers, the Jewish community targeted on the first night of Hanukkah. The victims of that attack were honored tonight at the National Menorah Lighting Ceremony in Washington, D.C. We'll have more on that attack in a moment, but first, ABC's Whit Johnson reports from the scene on Brown University's campus.
Tonight, a person of interest has been detained after a deadly mass shooting on the campus of Brown University as students were studying for final exams.
We have somebody that's at the police station, a person of interest, and we're going to continue to build that case in order to be able to charge that person.
More than 400 law enforcement officers, including the FBI and ATF, swarming the scene. Investigators releasing these images of who they believe may be the shooter in dark clothing, calmly walking the streets of Providence. Hours later, a man detained nearly 20 miles away. Sources say 2 weapons recovered.
In front of the Sciences Library on the Manning Walk for a male shot in the back.
The first 911 calls coming in shortly after 4 p.m. yesterday. Police say a gunman entered the Barris and Hawley Engineering Building and opened fire on the first floor. The doors of the building unlocked because of final exams.
We heard commotion outside the door of what sounded like students screaming and like the sound of gunshots. Around 5 seconds or so later, we see a gunman walk in on the left-hand side.
Senior Joseph Aduro was leading an economic studies session with around 60 other students when he says a masked man entered the lecture hall armed with a large gun.
He entered the room and you could just see the panic in all the students' eyes. I was standing in the front, so as soon as he walked in, he immediately saw me and I immediately saw him. And then I look to my right and I see a bunch of students running down the stairs, running out the door, jumping on the ground. Just whatever it takes to stay alive.
When you made eye contact with him, what did your mind tell you in terms of what was happening in that moment?
When I saw him, I saw a gun. The gun was so big and long that I genuinely thought, like, okay, this is the end of the road for me.
How soon did he start shooting after he entered the room?
He just started shooting right away. There was no hesitation.
Students shot around him. Oduro guiding others to hide behind a desk, calling police and sending these text messages to his family.
I said, I love you all. I love you all. There's an active shooter. Please pray. And then I texted my parents, oh my goodness, he's in the room. God, I'm so scared.
Across the campus, terrified students receiving cell phone alerts, telling them to lock doors, silence phones, stay hidden. Students piling tables and chairs against doors, barricading themselves inside classrooms. Police rushing to the engineering building, but they say the suspect had already fled through the side of the complex. President Trump monitoring from the White House.
Well, I've been fully briefed on the Brown University situation, what a terrible thing it is. And all we can do right now is pray for the victims and for those that were very badly hurt.
Brown University and the surrounding area locked down for hours as police search for the killer.
Police! Police! Providence police! Hands!
Heavily armed officers evacuating students.
Just keep your hands up for us.
Oduro helping to carry a woman shot in both of her legs to safety. At least 2 students killed, 9 others injured.
Do you believe most of those students were in your classroom?
I think all of them were in my classroom.
The tragedy unfolding right before the holidays. Tonight, a Christmas tree and menorah lighting ceremony turning into a vigil for a grieving community.
I think the most important thing that we can do is just be there for each other. We just have to continue to be strong, because once we bow our heads down and we just give up, we let the killer win.
And Lindsay, tonight Brown University has canceled all remaining classes and finals for the semester. 8 students still remain in the hospital, where most are in critical but stable condition. 1 student is critical. Lindsay.
We are hoping they will all recover with thank you.